There's a lot of anime powers out there. Some of them are ridiculously overpowered, and some of them are simple like fire types or let's say wind types. A lot of times when two anime characters go head to head, it's hard to tell who's gonna win, but this is not what this list is about. This is about when you can already tell who's gonna win. Have you ever seen an anime character whose ability is so strong that it looks like they're not even trying? Like they could just sit on the couch all day, then defeat an entire enemy the next day. There's a lot of anime characters who have incredible fighting skills, but some of the really powerful ones don't even have any fighting skills. They're so powerful that they don't even need to actually fight. Powers that can change the very fabric of time and the universe in and of itself. This is top 10 anime characters who can alter reality. At number 10, we have Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is about this guy. His name is Jonathan, and he's part of the Joestar family. Jonathan has this adopted brother. His name is Dio, and Dio and Jonathan, they're basically rivals. Because of this cursed mask, Dio becomes a powerful vampire, and Jonathan wants to stop him. After learning a fighting move called the Ripple, which allows Jonathan to kill vampires by punching the sun into them. I know it sounds crazy, he punches the sun into them? He goes on a quest to defeat Dio for good after he learns this skill. So Dio becomes the central villain in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He is the main rival of the Joestar family. The power he has is immortality, which is actually pretty common in anime. Now, I know what you're thinking. Immortality is not altering reality, but I want you guys to really think about it. Immortality is a divine power that will absolutely not let you die, which makes it a power that defines the laws of reality. At number 9, we have Obito from Naruto. Now, I don't really feel like I have to explain what Naruto is about. If you haven't heard of Naruto by now, then you probably don't even watch anime. But the main story of Naruto follows Naruto Uzumaki, who wants to become Hokage. And eventually he does become Hokage, spoiler alert, and becomes the strongest of all ninja in the village. Now, in this story, Obito Uchiha is one of the main villains. He possesses the power of intangibility. Now, this power is when a character is able to alter his body and go through other people or go through other objects or just the world itself and not be fazed by it at all. At number 8, we have Alexander the Great from the Fate series. Now, FateZero and Fate Stay Night is about a group of 7 people who become masters of 7 spirit, and they basically all go to war in order to win this thing called the Holy Grail. Alexander the Great refers to himself as the King of Conquerors. He's one of the most noble and courageous people in the whole series. He prefers to conquer his enemies by winning without killing them. He is known as a powerful ruler who once almost conquered the whole known world. He has powers that can change reality. More specifically, he can change the landscape to his advantage. At number 7, we have Subaru from Re:Zero. Subaru one day goes into a convenience store, and before he knows it, he's dropped into this fantasy world. But this fantasy world isn't really much of a fantasy world. It's more of a nightmare because he keeps on reliving the same day over and over and over again. And while I'm not really sure if this is a specific power, but it is definitely something that is caused by him. And it is definitely something that really alters reality because the day just keeps on repeating. And yes, his power is not in his control, but this is definitely one of the most bizarre powers in anime. At number 6, we have Medaka from Medakas Box. Medaka is quite the unique character. She runs for student council president, and her dream is to make others happy. She wins the election with 98% of the votes, which was to be expected because she's really popular among her peers. This anime is more comedic than some of the other anime on this list, but it still has some really good action scenes. Medaka herself has the power of reality manipulation, which can only really be explained by watching the anime. At number 5, we have Shenron from Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is one of the most mainstream anime at this point. In a nutshell, it's about a guy named Goku and his friends who are prompted to defend the Earth from an onslaught of extraterrestrial enemies. Shenron can basically be seen as the mascot of Dragon Ball Z. He's one of the most iconic characters and one of the most prominent figures that pops up when an image of Dragon Ball Z pops up. There's always a green dragon somewhere in the sky. He can be summoned by gathering all of the 7 Dragon Balls on Earth, and he can grant any wish as long as it doesn't exceed the power of his creator, who must still be alive. At number 4, we have Itachi from the Naruto series. Itachi was born into the Uchiha clan and was one of the strongest and smartest people and was praised by all the others in his generation. He was a genius above all others, even by the standards of the Uchiha clan. And if you didn't know, the Uchiha clan had some pretty high standards. He later became a member of the Akatsuki, and he has some insane self-control over his emotions. And by self-control, I mean he doesn't show his emotions at all. The only time he ever really shows emotion is when he gets surprised when an opponent shows that he's stronger than he thought. And even then, Itachi never loses his composure. With powers like the Mangekyo Sharingan, he is able to use a genjutsu technique known as a Tsukiyomi, which traps an opponent's mind in an illusionary world, torturing them for what seems like days in a matter of seconds. At number 3, we have Sanne from Alice in Zoroku. Now, this anime seems like your ordinary lowly anime that you would skip when you're looking for new anime to watch, but it's really not. Sanne is not an ordinary little girl. She has a power known as Alice's Dream. This power allows her to create anything from her imagination. If that isn't altering reality, I don't know what is. While yes, Sanne does have this incredible ability, but she's also a test subject in a lab. And she does manage to escape, which leads to this whole adventure, which is basically what this whole anime is about. At number 2, we have Hao from Shaman King. Now, as you can probably tell, Shaman King is an older anime, but that doesn't take away from the fact of how powerful this guy is. He is not only able to manipulate elements of nature like fire, wood, earth, metal, and water, but he can also manipulate things spiritually. He also has the power to absorb other souls simply by looking at them. At number 1, we have Kami Tenchi from Tenchi Muyo. Surprisingly, a lot of people haven't heard of Kami Tenchi. Now, if you haven't heard of him, I highly suggest that you go and look him up, because he's one of the most underrated strong anime characters out there. It's crazy how he could really be compared to Goku and a lot of the other strong anime characters, but he's never mentioned because not a lot of people know about this anime. Kami Tenchi is a transcendent being that is beyond the understanding of ordinary people. His entity has been stated outright as the highest known supreme being of the entirety of Tenchi Muyo. In short, Kami Tenchi himself is something that reality cannot explain. That's how powerful he is. And that's it for the video, guys. I know there's a lot of characters out there that did not make the list. Please feel free to leave a comment expressing your opinion and drop a like. Thanks for watching.